In my last video, I went over a weight loss transformation to get me ready for a lad's holiday to Portugal. Side note, at the time of recording this, I've just got back from said holiday, and let's just say it was... yeah, it was fucking crazy. But back to this transformation. 90 days ago, I looked like this. Not looking too bad, definitely a higher body fat than I was after 3 months of cardio, low calories, and training like a psychopath. And during that time, I managed to go from this physique that I was pretty happy with to this physique, which I was also pretty happy with. Yeah, body dysmorphia goes crazy on a cut. But even though I ended the 90 days looking like this, I actually believe I peaked about 60 days into the transformation, and then basically fell down a slippery slope of binge eating from day 60 to 90. Now 3 months is quite a lot of time, but imagine taking those 90 days and turning it into just 14 days. Because 2 weeks before I flew out to sunny Portugal, I made the decision to go on a 2-week mini cut. This would be the most strict and intense period throughout the whole of the transformation, but I was genuinely curious to see if I could rewind the clock 30 days in just half the time. So for this to work, I had to come up with the ultimate weight loss game plan. And I did this by analysing the previous 90 days and figuring out exactly what worked best for me. And this is what I came up with. So starting with diet, I'll be on a low calorie diet of 1800 calories, high protein and high fat. I'll also be incorporating intermittent fasting. Essentially what this means is every night I'll stop eating at 9 PM and won't eat until 12 PM the next day, giving me 15 hours where I'm not consuming any food, thus meaning that my body is having to get all of its energy from its natural fat stores. Next up, my workout. My training plan will be extremely intense and all my sets will be in the middle 6 to 10 rep ranges. And of course, training till failure is essential. Next up is cardio, 30 minutes post-workout cardio after every session, as well as 10,000 steps on top of that just to put me in a huge deficit. Again, this is 2 weeks we're talking about. I'm trying to make as much progress as possible. And then finally, finishing off with 1 or 2 extras that I personally believe are quite important. First, drinking 3 liters of water a day. This will make you feel fuller and just better for overall health. Next up, we have caffeinated drinks. If you've got more energy, you can move around more, you'll burn more calories. And finally, getting 8 hours of sleep minimum per night. When you're sleeping, that is the time when your muscles are recovering the most. So sleep would be extremely important during these 2 weeks. But just before I get into the cut, I need to measure the classic 2 things. My weight before this 2-week cut, which came to 89 kilograms, and also some physique shots before the 2-week transformation, taken in natural daylight just so it's easy to compare to the after shots of the transformation. And so, with the plan in place, it was time to start this very intense 2-week cut. So, like I said earlier, my diet consisted of high protein, high fat, and low carb. And I was sticking to my plan of training very intensely in the gym, getting my cardio in, and getting 10K steps a day in. Now, the first week mostly went to plan. The very substantial deficit that I was in was clearly making a difference. In fact, my final weight goal for the 2 weeks I achieved in the first week. 88 kilograms is what I weighed at the end of week 1. However, I had the very occasional cheat snack, which would have affected that result very slightly. I could have potentially lost more in that first week, but even so, I could definitely see I was slowly getting back to where I wanted to be when I was 60 days into that transformation, looking the best I ever had done in my life. But I was absolutely determined to keep pushing, and so I decided no more cheat snacks, and I just needed to work harder than before. And just after 2 short weeks, before I weighed 89 kilograms and stepping on the scales after I weighed in at just under 87 kilograms. Now that's very significant weight loss. However, that's the point of a mini cut. It's very quick and intense weight loss. However, it isn't designed to be substantial, and it really wasn't. But there is just some evidence to show you how much progress you can make in such little time as 14 days. Now, since I've got back from this holiday where I didn't train whatsoever, I think I have lost a bit of muscle and gained a little bit of fat. However, I did recently get some physique shots and the changes are barely noticeable. So the negative impacts on my physique from that holiday are very minimal, which I'm so gassed about. And of course, I'm extremely happy with the mini cut. I managed to rewind the clock 30 days in just half the time. It was painful. I didn't eat any of the foods that I enjoyed, but I wanted the result and I got the result. But guys, use code HALATMyProtein, like, subscribe. One-on-one online coaching is in the first link in the description. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching.